Hey everybody, this is CapNext24 bringing you guys another episode of Let's Play Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Right, so when we last left off, we went right through the waterfall cave. We're searching for our Loftwing. So now here's Zelda. She's hoping she'd find us here, and she thought she'd help us look, and still no sign of our Loftwing that we've, well, seen. We had sort of a vision, but now suddenly something kind of mysterious happens. Hear that twinkling sound? Well, Zelda's kind of hearing the voice. I'll get explained a little more in just a bit, but for now, we just want to go over here. And sure enough, there's our Loftwing. And it's in a makeshift, or behind a makeshift barricade. We can smash these barrels if we want. Unfortunately, no matter what you do, you can't break through this. So what you gotta do, you'll notice these ropes up here. That they're all angled. There we go. Takes 2 slashes to each of them. Hold on. There we go, that's more like it. Okay, I guess I'll go for the lower one first. And then this upper one. And now our Loftwing is free. So that's all good. Seems to be flying just fine. Anyway, we need to get over to the wing ceremony, which luckily has been delayed basically for us. Now Zelda asks us if we heard the same voice she heard. And she says it's been happening a lot recently. Like, she says almost like someone's calling out to me. And now she's gonna go and kind of ask us, like, if we ever have wondered what's beneath the clouds, you know, on the ground, because no one from Skyloft has ever left Skyloft, you know, at least not that anyone remembers. And, as you can guess, obviously the storyline of this game is going to require for us to leave Skyloft and go to the ground. But anyway, first we need to get a bit of a flying lesson and then get over to the ceremony. So what you do, once you jump off one of these deck things, you, whenever this loads, you're supposed to press down on the D-pad and the Wii remote, and that'll call your Loftwing. So now we get a flying lesson, whoop-de-doo. You steer it with the Wii remote. I think that gets explained in a moment. Let's see. Yeah, you can change the direction with your Wii remote. And it's talking, swing the Wii remote up to gain some altitude, and then you can look back down, and then keep doing that to gain speed. Do not swing your remote up. Instead, try shaking your Wii remote. I noticed that works a lot better. I was getting really frustrated with this when I did it the first time. So, and then you also get the charge. So that's kind of cool. That's just with A. Pretty much the same way, you know, using anything that you... any animal of transportation in previous games. It's the same thing as, you know, Epona is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, now it's going to be time for the ceremony. Just about to start. I suppose I'll save my progress. I'm not going to end it off here, 'cause it's been like 5 minutes. Hopefully I won't have to awkwardly split this, because, although I think I will. Because it's going to be a while where we don't really get a save point, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, here's good old Grose. Always got some nice things to say. He's a little upset that we weren't just disqualified because we couldn't make it on time, because naturally, he wants to win and spend time alone with Zelda or whatever. I think this is my favorite part about his two cronies, though, the fact that one of them actually laughs like "dur her her." This game, I don't always notice it in Zelda titles, but it tends to be there. Zelda has like a small sense of humor every here and there when possible. That'll come up in a cutscene later where there's something kind of funny happens. Anyway, so Grose is like talking to himself. He doesn't realize that Zelda's behind him and basically heard everything he just said. So naturally Zelda's kind of upset about this because Grose is a creep. Anyway, cutscenes aside, the ceremony should start right after this happens. Ah, there we go. So what we gotta do for the wing ceremony, as will be explained in just a moment, it requires flying on your Loftwing, obviously. That's why we had to go get our Loftwing. If we win, we become one step closer to being a full knight. And so what we have to do, as this character will explain in a moment, is that there's this statue, or a statuette rather, of a bird, and we have to go and get it. And this golden Loftwing is going to be carrying it. Basically, we need to just catch up to it and catch it, and that's about it. And we don't need an explanation of that. And, interestingly enough, he mentions it's the 25th anniversary of the Knights Academy, or whatever. I don't think that's quite a coincidence that they have that in, seeing as it's like the 25th anniversary of Zelda this year. Anyway. So now it's about to begin. And we can call in our Loftwing. Now we just gotta catch up to that golden bird. I don't really have a ton to say about this. I'm not a huge fan of these flying parts, especially since I said I had a lot of trouble with the tutorial part where it was telling me to swing my remote up to gain altitude, because that wasn't always working out for me. And shaking it works a lot better. So needless to say, the training itself took me like 5 minutes. And this took me a little longer than it should have. Also, because it's a little awkward to steer sometimes when the golden Loftwing just decides to take a really sharp turn, you know. I don't think you can actually lose the wing ceremony. I think it'll just continue indefinitely until you win. There we go, we're pretty close to it now. There we go. And for a moment, if you're close enough, it'll say catch, to get a chance to catch it. Unfortunately, what Grose does is he basically knocks into us just so we can't catch it. Now we're going to have eggs chucked at us. But basically all we need to do is the same thing again. And This time, for real, we'll catch it. Oh, there's one of those eggs. I think it just slows us down or whatever. I don't think it actually can hurt us. But you'll notice they try and mess with us this time around. Oh, so close. A moment now. Would be nice. Ah, see what I mean? I hate how it feels like you're so close to it, and then it just doesn't work out. Maybe this time? No, it's too far away still. I think. It's gonna like change direction now. No, still too far away. Maybe I can catch it while it's changing? And of course, like that happens. Now suddenly I'm just way below it. Yeah, like I said, turning's kind of awkward here. I don't know. If this video ends up being too long, I'll just edit half of this out. Because it's boring. There we go. Not the statuette. Took longer than I'd have liked it to, but not as long as it could have. Zelda's ecstatic that we won, so she just jumps down right onto our Loftwing. So now we need to finish off the ceremony, where Zelda plays the role of the goddess, and that happens on top of this statue of the goddess here. She needs to put the bird statuette within the statue here. And right then, so she plays that song on the harp, which is I like the theme of Skyward Sword. And now we get something because of this ritual. We get the sailcloth. This next line of dialogue, which is what I was referring to earlier, which is pretty funny. Now you can jump from any height without fear of a painful landing. It smells nice, too. I think that's pretty funny. Anyway, now that we've got the sailcloth, there is still one last thing we need to do for the ceremony. Biggest tease ever, we actually just have to jump off the statue. And the idea is that we use the sailcloth to, you know, not die. Although, seeing as this is Zelda, we could jump all the way down and take like 2 hearts of damage. I think we'd be fine. So we're supposed to like aim our way to land. I don't know what happened there. I kind of wasn't paying attention until I'd already tilted back too much. Anyway, then that's what we do. Well, without the flickering of the sailcloth, we just use it once and keep it up. But anyway, now that that's all said and done, Zelda does want one last thing, and she just wants us to fly around with her around Skyloft. Of course, this is a Zelda game, so we can't have things going well this early on. And suddenly there's this tornado. And of course, Zelda gets sucked into it, and as soon as we try to rescue her, we get thrown backwards. Isn't that just dandy? But, as for getting thrown backwards, we do have a kind of strange vision. Link? I'm waiting for you. The time has come for you to awaken. You are vital to the mission of great importance. Link. And again we see that dark creature. So we wake up to find the headmaster, and he's glad that we're alright, but unfortunately, Zelda still is missing. So apparently the tornado we saw isn't just some regular old storm. And he tells us not to push ourselves or anything, just to keep resting. And so now we get to kind of explain the story of what happened to him, you know, with our hand movements and not actually talking. But he thinks it's interesting that she mentioned the surface and that we've been dreaming about this great mission. And also that Zelda was in our dream. So as soon as he leaves, there's this odd whispering coming from outside the door. I don't know if there are any save points around, because I'd like to end it off here, but I might just have to split it at some point. Regardless, we see this, the figure that was in our vision earlier. All we can really do is follow it and hope for the best. I think we can save right up there. So to be honest, I know this is a bit of a cliffhanger, fine by me, but I'm going to save and end off this episode right now, actually. So if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, send it to your friends, check out my other ones, and I will see you guys next time, where we get to see where this mysterious figure is going to take us.